What is up everyone, welcome to Tech Savvy Buyer. So on this channel I love to cover different types of game controllers that have modifications done to it to basically improve your competitive gameplay. And today I've got my hands on a latest iteration from ModdedZone.com. This is their MZ Titan OS enabled PS4 controller. And essentially what that means is there's a mod chip inside here that lets you control the different types of modifications you want to do to this controller via your smartphone. So it's actually a pretty cool thing, and by far it is the most advanced controller that you can buy for your PS4 on the market today. So today we're going to cover all the cool things you can do with this controller and how you can actually customize it. So as you can see, I've got the 500 million limited edition controller scheme going on here. They actually offer this on their website and you can pretty much tailor it to whatever you like, and obviously that's going to drive the price. So if you want to change your button colors, if you want to change your analog stick colors, or if you even want your backplate to look different than the way I have it pictured here, it's obviously going to drive the cost up. Now, one more cool thing that I really like that this company offers is the fact that you can put your own logo on the touchpad. So if you guys can see there, I have my logo on this touchpad, and you could do the same thing. This isn't something that any other website that I've seen so far, even Scuff for that matter, allows you this level of customization. So all in all, you can build your controller to your liking, and then you'll be able to use your cell phone paired with the MZ Titan OS application and create your profiles, do all that jazz. So I'm going to cover how you use the app, what cool things you can do with the controller, and basically why I think this is one of the most advanced controllers on the market today that you can get for your money. We'll take a look at all that, but first let's get a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by GVGMall.com. GVG Mall carries a wide variety of game currencies and gift cards that you could use to take your gaming to the next level. If you're looking for a fresh copy of Windows or Microsoft Office, then you can certainly find those on GVGMall.com as well. They are priced very competitively and offer legit copies of Microsoft software. You can pick up a copy of Windows 10 Pro for under 15 bucks. Visit GVGMall.com for more information and use code TSB to save during checkout. So it's no secret on this channel, I've always done different types of reviews for modifications to controllers or even getting ones that are pre-modded. We've looked at a custom modified controller here that lets you enable different types of multiplayer additions and enhancements just by putting in a sequence of different codes. Now this controller in itself is very good. When it comes with a price tag of 250 bucks, it does become a little bit questionable as to what things you want to load in here. Now bear in mind the $250 price tag is because I have this pretty much maxed out with every single modification that the manufacturer offers for this controller. It is a pretty solid controller. However, the one thing that I didn't like about this, and to be very honest, is the fact that you have to memorize the button sequences to program certain things. And realistically, the only thing you're getting out of this one is rapid fire. So that's where the limitations come with this one. But as you can see, I did customize it and make it look the way I wanted to with the green and orange theme going on. And if you guys remember, about a week or two ago, I went ahead and showed you guys how you can spend $33 and basically add some triggers to the back and some trigger stops as well, or additional buttons, shall I say. This is a pretty good modification for all of you budget conscious folks out there. It does have its own limitations, and it does require a level of skill in being comfortable to open up your DualShock 4 and do all those modifications by yourself. But for $33 and an existing controller, it's definitely not a bad way to get your feet wet into how to get into using a custom modded controller. Now, as you can see on the back here, there's two buttons and trigger stops, and this is actually very similar to what ModdedZone has gone ahead and supplied me with. ModdedZone has the very same buttons on the back and the trigger stop, so I can tell that you're using some of the same parts that you can pick up from other manufacturers. However, where your money is being spent is inside the modification chip that's inside the controller. Now that's not something you can buy off Amazon or buy from any other retailer that I'm aware of that lets you program it. So basically with your cell phone, what you can do is download the MZ Titan OS, and using Bluetooth, you can connect your controller to your phone. Now what this allows you to do is go inside and basically start pairing different types of profiles. So you could see I'm going ahead and connecting to the controller. I've already paired it before, and boom, it's now connected to my controller. Now the amount of customization you can do on the fly with just your smartphone and not having to dig around for different types of key sequences or connect it to your desktop or connect it to a laptop or anything like that. Like, we've looked at Strike Pack on this channel, and while it's a great addition and a cheap way to enter it, again, it has its limitations because you need a PC and then you have to pay for those modded packs. Now with this, most of the enhancements and modifications already come included in your mod pack that comes on the app, which means you don't need to pay for rapid fire. You don't need to pay for drop shots or jump shots or any of these type of things that you're gonna be using in, let's say, a Call of Duty style game. And it's no secret, guys, most of the controllers I review, I feel like they're mostly tailored to first person and third person shooters. Those are largely the most popular games that you're gonna wanna have different button customizations set up. I can't imagine anyone wanting to do this with their controller if they're gonna be playing FIFA or if they're gonna be playing another sports title. With that being said though, there are other games that can take advantage of these features just depending on how you wanna use them. Now, as I mentioned in the start, you have trigger stops in the back, which you can adjust to make your controller shoot very quickly. Now, this is the stock setting here. I can depress the R2 and the L2 shoulder buttons fully. When you slide these guys up like so, then they become much more shorter and it reduces the amount of distance that you have to press this. Now this makes all the difference in those split-second moments when you're going face-to-face with another competitor in a Call of Duty type of game, because you can fire a lot quicker versus pressing the button all the way down, which may be, like I said, just that split second of a difference where you get shot first. So things like that really add a nice touch to having a customized controller. Now you also have the remappable buttons on the back, and instead of holding it and doing some kind of programming like you'd have to do with the other custom built one like I covered, you can simply do this via the application. Now through the app, you can go ahead and just select the different button that you want to use, and you can pair it with the P1 button or the P2 button in this case, and both are labeled for that convenience. That way you know which one is going to be paired on what. All in all, the value that you're really getting with this controller is being able to just do your adjustments on the fly with your phone. There's no complication. Now, considering this application has a wealth of different settings that you can dive into, I'm going to show you guys a little bit more closer what the app looks like, obviously from what you guys can see here, as well as what are some of the settings and customization you can do for your controller just by the wealth of options that you have based through this app. And honestly, how easy it just works with your controller. Let's take a look in some detail as to the different settings that you can get inside this. Okay, so we have the application pulled up. All we're gonna do is go ahead and hit connect so that it connects to my controller that's there on the table. Only take a second, and from here you can see the menu. So I already have a profile set up for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. What we're going to do for the sake of an example is create a new profile, and you can give it whatever name you want, and let's go ahead and start adding mods. Now in here you can see we have all bunch of different options of different modifications you can add. If you want to go akimbo, rapid fire, burst fire, whatever it is that you want to go ahead and add, you can do it. So let's just say I want to add drop shot to this. Okay, go ahead and click add. Now what you can do is adjust the settings of your drop shot. So in here you see, now there isn't a whole lot of settings here, but you can enable it for certain amounts. You can even enable to have an automatic stand up after firing. And this is one thing I did not like about another controller I reviewed in the past, where the drop shot would just keep the guy laying down and not automatically make him stand up. So that's definitely something cool that you can do in this one. Let's take a look at some rapid fire settings. Go inside rapid fire, and here you actually get to look at all the different configurations of timing and release that you can play around with to find the sweet spot that works for you. So this is definitely a lot more advanced than any other controller that I've seen that gives you an option to modify it and play with things other than just physical buttons being added on and triggers being added on, and making them more ergonomic in the different types of tweaks that they offer. So this basically gives you a lot more customization than any other controller that's out there. Now if you look at some more things, let's look at auto sprint, for example. Same thing here. You can make it do a turbo press for the sprint when it's active, or you can disable that feature. Again, this one may not be the best example, but you guys get the gist of it. And you can also go ahead and test the profile. So you could load it in there before actually creating the profile, and then you can just go ahead and use your controller the same way. Now, if you wanted to just do a basic configuration of the back buttons, to program it, it's simple. Just go down, go to P1 button, click add, you can go into the settings, and then you can target which button you want it to be remapped. You can enable it to be a turbo function. There's just so much stuff you could do. And so I could have this one be, let's say, circle and B, for example, and pair those together. So this would be great for like wrestling games or Tekken or something that requires you to press two buttons at once. So fighting games would really take advantage of this type of feature. Now, if you go back, we're not going to save that one. Let's say this is where you'll see all of your different profiles. You can go up and just set it to default and having no profiles and no modifications. So that way, if you're scared that you're going to get busted or whatever, which honestly, there's no risk of that. This has actually been vetted and approved through different tournaments and different esports that you're not allowed to, or you are allowed to take these type of controllers, and it doesn't give you, any kind of cheating edge. It's basically just making things comfortable for yourself. So that is pretty much the gist of it, and that's how you set up your controller from ModdedZone. It's pretty awesome. So I hope it was pretty obvious at how powerful an application paired with your DualShock 4 can make it. And the wonderful thing is ModdedZone does not only make this for DualShock 4s. You can pick up something very similar for an Xbox One controller. They offer it for both major consoles. That way, you know, everyone has an option to do something cool like this. And clearly, there's just so many things you could do with the application to customize your controller, which is why, guys, I'll repetitively say this is by far the most advanced modified controller that you can buy in today's market. If you guys are interested in picking this up after this video, go ahead and look at the link in the description. I'll leave a link there where you can pick up something exactly as similar and as, you know, minimalistic, let's call it, like mine, with obviously the exception of having the logo on the touchpad. You can put whatever logo you want on there. You can ask them to put their own logo on there if that's what you like, or you can put your own custom logo on there. It's totally up to you. So if you guys are interested, check out the description below for the link to go ahead and grab one of these for yourself. So as usual, guys, if you like this type of content, go ahead and smash that like button and hit that subscribe button while you're here. I'll always give you guys updates on different things that I'm testing out. So all in all, while I'm not trying to make this a direct comparison video, but it's hard for me not to like look at some of these other controllers that I reviewed that are almost twice the price. This is an easy buy compared to something like this. Not to say this isn't good, guys. I'm not beating this up at any means, but I just like the fact that I can take this with a smartphone and then be able to do whatever I want, even compared to the $33 one, right? Like the $33 one has its pretty good set of features that you can get access to, but all in all, you're just not going to get the level of customization and built-in mod packs that you will with a ModdedZone controller. Now, one thing I didn't talk about, which I'll just cover, is that not all the mod packs in here are free. Most of them are, about 90% of them are free and come included with the mod chip, but you can go ahead and pay like $2 or $5 for a different pack and add that to your controller as well if that's what you want to do. So all in all, guys, if you guys want to go ahead and pick this up, link is in the description below. Let me know what you guys thought about this. And as always, thank you very much for staying tuned into this video, watching this content, and staying through to the end. And I will see you guys on my next one. Make sure you guys stay safe, make sure you guys stay smiling, and as always, peace out.